Dad bought me brakes. There will be links down in the description for these. So we have our handlebars since this is clearly broken. Brake caliper, brake lines since most of it's mangled, and there is already a shot of us tearing apart the brake back here, so I'll show that up.
Alright, so John asked me to show you guys this. So what we have is all weather 108 brake, and then it says Yang Fan. So over here, this is the part that stays held to the frame. As you can see right now, it turns. So if this gets pulled by the brake cable, you can hear it move, and now it's tight, and I let it go, and it moves. So this was just rusted. But the reason why all of this had to get taken off was because somebody replaced the rear tire with this turf saver or something, and when they put this on, they clocked the sprocket wrong. So we actually can't get to, see if you guys can see it, the fill right there to air up the tire, because this is supposed to be clocked 90 degrees. So we got to undo these Allens and see what we can do about that.
So here's what the brake caliper comes with. We're going to be attaching it right there. You have to loosen this, and then you got to take out the brake line, and then you have to undo these two bolts to remove it.
Hey there, beanie head. Can you tell people why it is you're having so much aggravation?
Because I thought it was supposed to have these mounts on like that, but really apparently it's supposed to go under it, and I can't really put that on.
Yeah, so what we figured out is that this one here, either the bracket is slightly bent or you have to press this into the back. So let me see if I can do it one-handed. So you've got to slide it on and then press in and get this bottom piece to go in, and then the top piece. Like so. And then manage to get it to line up, except for it's a little bit sideways. So we're going to try and square things off and see if maybe something is just a little bent in this setup. But that's how it's supposed to mount. It's just a pain to get in there. There we go. Looks like he finally got that on there. Now, what do you have to do after these two?
Put this through this and this.
Okay. And we figured out that that little nub on top there was directional, right? Where's the old one? And so the old one had this little clamp piece here. And then this right here is directional. There's a top, which has a big hole. Focus. Stupid old phone. Focus. There. No, come on. Alright, there's a top that has a big hole that the cable goes into, and then the small hole goes out, and then it clamps in right here. And that's what John's trying to do now at this point. Well, it seems I'm the Vanna White of the show, so I'm spinning it, and pull the brake, and let off brake, and spin it. Pull the brake, no go.
So this is obviously broken. If we follow through where the brake line is, we're going to have to remove it all. And you can see where it ends right here. We're going to be having to keep a spring. And if Dad spins the tire, brakes are off work. The cable was a twit to try to get through the spring. there is a little hole inside the bolt, and the bolt is custom made to go through this little hole.
Well, John enjoys the pleasures of attempting to figure out how to get a brake handle put back together. I wanted to point out this brake caliper. It is the first item we have found on the entire bike that actually has branding on it. It's a B&K, and I'm not even going to try to pronounce whatever that name is. And after Googling it, I found out that the company got bought out back in 2009 by a conglomerate. So we've been pretty sure at this point that this is a 90s machine. And the reason we're pretty sure about it being 90s is the pivot is here, and the pivot is not after the engine. And everybody keeps sending us messages that this is a... John, what's the brand?
APC.
APC. Everybody is convinced this is an APC bike that was from Pep Boys at sometime around 2006 through 2012-ish or so from what we can find. But it's not. On all the APCs, the pivot is here. Most of them have 2 tires in the back and not a singular. The pivot is not right here. The other thing that has been pointed out is on the tank on an APC. It has a hole for this and a hole for this and then a hole for the ignition. But on John's machine, if I come around, his ignition is down here on the side, and I cannot seem to find anything, including the Harley knockoffs, that has an ignition down here on the side. All of them I can find, the ignition is either there on the tank, or it's some sort of wonky ignition up here. Anyways, so there's the name that we found, and if we find any other archaeological discoveries, I'll update you, because I'm the old guy and I think they're cool. Right, John?
Sure. So, Dad, why are you undoing everything?
Well, that would be because somebody's an idiot and can't read a tape measure. So I ordered a 64-inch cable and had John route the entire thing, and apparently I ordered the wrong one. So rather than have John fix my screw up, I'm rerouting the cable down and around, and I'm going to have to order another cable and redo it again later. But it wasn't John's screw up, it was mine. 21 degrees Fahrenheit, and John thinks he wants to go take it for a test drive. Well, he wants to check the brakes, that's for sure. You want me to try and start it?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, John tried to get it started, but while he's bundled up for 21 degrees Fahrenheit, it's a little hard for him. Not gonna lie, I'm freezing. This is definitely one of those just because I'm a dad things. Come on. You know you want to play. We'll prime it once, prime it twice. Alright, let's try a brake check here. So he's going to try and stop it here in front of us. They work good? Okay. Do a circle, come back and try and stop here. Yeah, those forks have got to get fixed. He's only able to go about a third as fast as he'll actually go because of the forks being all wonky. Working good? Alright. How fast do you think you can pass me by at? Alright, go do a circle. Hey, if the forks get too wonky, let off. Yeah, it definitely wants to pull to the right. We need to find replacement forks if anybody wants to help. Dad here, concluding this video as I'm a pansy at 20-something degrees. I want to go back inside. John's going to do whatever John's going to do because I'm sure that he has happiness keeping him warm, but it's not keeping me warm. We're going to work on figuring out what to do about the forks and maybe get into the electrical problems later.